Okay, friends. Today I will explain the yesterday charts once again. Once again, I will explain the yesterday's chart. Let us consider lesser is Ram, means the owner of land. Let us consider Ram is a owner of land. He is called as lesser. And lessee Sham means he is the mining company owner. Mining company owner. And these two people makes an agreement between themselves regarding raising mineral from the breath of the earth. Okay, raising mineral from the breath of the earth. Then the first agreement is regarding rate of royalty. Regarding rate of royalty. Rate of royalty is fixed at ₹5 per ton coal raised from the breath of the earth. Means the Sham has to raise the mineral from the breath of the earth for his industry purpose. Okay. Then for every 1 ton coal raised from the breath of the earth, Sham has to pay ₹5 to Ram. Ram is a owner of land. This is the first agreement. And second agreement is minimum rent. Suppose the Sham is unable to take the benefit and fails to derive the benefit from the agreement, or the benefits are not up to the mark, then Sham has to pay annually 10,000, minimum 10,000. Okay. Sham has to pay the royalty. Royalty. If the royalty is satisfactory. The royalty is satisfactory. If the royalty is not satisfactory or there is no royalty, then Sham has to pay minimum of ₹10,000 every year to the Ram. This is called as the second agreement. First agreement is rate of royalty. Second agreement is minimum amount is to be paid every year, and whatever minimum rent he pays, whenever the short working, whenever royalty is less, and minimum rent is paid, then the difference is called as short working. That short working can be recovered in the first 3 years only. This is the third agreement. Third agreement is whatever out of pocket payment made by the Sham along with royalty. Along with royalty, whatever out of pocket Sham pays, that is called a short working. Okay. That is calculated on the basis of minimum rent minus royalty. Minimum rent minus royalty. That can be recovered in the first 3 years only. After the first 3 years, the short working cannot be recovered by the lessee, means Sham. First 3 years, he is permitted to recover. After the completion of first 3 years, there is no permission to recover the short working. This is the third condition. And they have given the output for the first 4 years. The coal raised from the breath of the earth, output. Okay, this is the simple example I would like to explain. Okay, you see here. In the first column, you take the year. Year is 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 5 years. Then output of each year is 1,000, 1,500, 2,700, 3,000 and 3,200. This is the output. The next column is rate of royalty. Rate of royalty is 5 per ton for every year. You take 5 rupees in this column. 5 rupees per ton. The next column, you have to calculate royalty. How to calculate royalty? Royalty is equal to output into rate. Output into rate. Okay. So, multiply these two, output and rate. First is 5,000, second is 7,500, third is 13,500, fourth is 15,000, and last year 16,000. This is the royalty. Okay, and see here, first year royalty 5,000, second year 7,500, and thereafter the royalty is more than 10,000. Okay, first year and second year royalty is not satisfactory, not up to the mark. Royalty is there, but that royalty is not up to the mark. Okay, so in these 2 years, the lessee has to pay minimum rent to the landlord. Okay, so in the next column you take the minimum rent. You take the minimum rent of every year. 10,000 first year, second year 10,000, third year 10,000, fourth year 10,000, and fifth year 10,000. Like this, you take the minimum rent. Okay. Next column is short working. You remember the equation. Short working is equal to minimum rent minus royalty. Short working is equal to minimum rent minus royalty. First year, minimum rent minus royalty, 10,000 minus 5,000. It is 5,000. In the second year, 10,000 minus 7,500, 2,500. Third year, royalty is more. Fourth year, royalty is more. And fifth year also, royalty is more than minimum rent. Therefore, short working will not arise. This is nothing but actual benefit derived for the first year is 5,000, and the lessee has to pay additional 5,000 out of pocket. This is the loss. Okay. And second year royalty benefit derived up to 7,500, but he has to pay 10,000. Therefore, he pays 2,500 out of his pocket. Okay. And third year there is no short working. Fourth year no short working. Fifth year no short working. There is no short working. Come to the next column, excess. Excess means excess of royalty over the next column is excess. You have to calculate. Excess means excess of royalty over the minimum rent. Excess means excess of royalty over the minimum rent. This is to be calculated on the basis of royalty minus minimum rent. Royalty minus minimum rent. Only when royalty is more, minimum rent is less, you apply. First year, it is not applicable. Second year, not applicable. Third year, 13,500 minus 10,000. 3,500 is the excess amount. And fourth year, 15,000 minus 10,000. 5,000 is the excess amount. In the last year, 16,000 minus 10,000. 6,000 is the excess amount. Okay. This is the position. Now you remember short working recovery. What is short working? First year there is 5,000, second year 2,500. That is the short working. That is to be recovered whenever there is a excess of royalty. This amount, the short working of first year 5,000, short working of 2,500 of second year will be recovered in the subsequent years out of excess amount, not from the royalty. Okay. And time limit given is first 3 years. First 3 years means 2015, 2016, 2017. In these 3 years, you are permitted to recover. In these 3 years, you are permitted to recover. Therefore, in the first year, it is not possible to recover because there is no excess amount. In the first year, it is not possible to recover because there is no excess. In the second year also, it is not possible. There is no excess. In the third year, there is a excess of 3,500. You recover 3,500 maximum. 5,000 plus 2,500, 7,500 is the short working. Out of this, you recover 3,500. 3,500 you recover. And first 3 years completed. First 3 years completed. Then after, you are not permitted to recover. There is no permission to recover. Okay. Then what is the e-recovery amount? What is the short working e-recovery? First year, there is no e-recovery. Second year, there is no e-recovery. And third year, at the end of the third year, you come to know e-recovered amount, which is not possible to recover. Which is not possible to recover. Okay. Out of 7,500, you recovered 3,500. And time limit given is completed. Therefore, remaining 4,000. Remaining 4,000 is irrecovered. This is the point you have to remember. Okay. Then only when you comes to know that the short working will not be recovered, then you transfer that amount to the e-recovery column. Okay. And remaining not possible. Okay. This is the short working e-recovery column. Then last is payment made to landlord or lessor. Payment made to landlord or lessor. For this, I will tell you one equation. How to calculate this? For this, you remember the equation. The equation is royalty plus SW minus SWR. Once again, I will tell you. Payment is equal to, payment column is equal to royalty plus SW column minus SWR. You see the first line, 5,000 plus 5,000 minus 0 is equal to 10,000. Is equal to 10,000. You come to the second line, 7,500 plus 2,500 minus 0 is equal to 10,000. Third year, 13,500 plus 0 minus 3,500. SWR is 3,500. 10,000. Then next year, 15,000 plus 0 minus 0. 15,000 plus 0 SW minus 0 SWR is equal to 15,000. Last year, 16,000 plus 0 minus 0 is equal to 16,000. In this way, you have to calculate the payment. Okay. This is the chart you have to calculate before going to prepare the ledger accounts. This chart is very important. If you fail to prepare this chart, then your account will be useless. Your accounts depending on this. Therefore, you prepare this chart systematically, and if this chart is correct, your accounts will be correct. Okay. And we'll take the same example. Excess is equal to royalty minus minimum rent. Excess is equal to royalty minus minimum rent. Okay. Vaibhav quote. One more example regarding this. The same example I'll take, and in this problem, in this example, same example, Ram is the lesser, Shyam is the lessee. Rate of royalty is 5 rupee per ton. Then minimum rent is 10,000. I modified the short working recovery. In this agreement, short working recovery next 2 years only. Short working recovery. Short working recovery next 2 years. Sham is the lessee. Royalty per ton is 5. Minimum rent is again 10,000 I will take. Then short working recovery next 2 years. In the first example, there is first 3 years. I used the first and here word is next. There is a lot of difference. Okay, you see this. Short working recovery is next 2 years. This means floating period. Floating period. Okay. Again, I solve same example. Output is same. Royalty chart. I'll draw the royalty chart. Year, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Output is 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and this is the same. The royalty rate is 5, 5, 5, 5. Royalty is 5,000. Same royalty. Minimum rent is same. Then short working. For this, you remember equation. Short working equation, you remember. Short working is equal to minimum rent minus royalty. Minimum rent minus royalty. Minimum rent minus royalty is equal to 5,000. Second is 2,500. Third, not possible. Fourth, not possible. Fifth, not possible. Because royalty is more. It is not possible to deduct. Then excess. Once again, you see the excess. How to calculate excess? Excess is equal to minimum rent. Sorry, excess is equal to royalty minus minimum rent. Royalty minus minimum rent. First year, no possible. Second year, no possibility. Third year, royalty minus minimum rent. 13,500 minus 10,000. 3,500. 15,000 minus 10,000. 5,000. 16,000 minus 10,000. 6,000. Okay. These two equations you remember. Then short working recovery. For the short working recovery, time limit given is next 2 years. This 5,000 is to be recovered in the next 2 years means second year and third year. In the second and third year, you are permitted to recover. And the second 2,500 is to be recovered in the next 2 years means third year, fourth year are the time limit. Okay, you see here 5,000 it is not possible to recover in the first year, second year because there is no excess. And in the third year, out of this 5,000, you recover 3,500. 3,500. This 5,000 is the short working of first year. Time limit given is next 2 years. In the next 2 years means for this 5,000, third year is the last chance. Third year is the last chance. In the last third year, it is possible to recover 3,500. Out of 5,000, 3,500 recovered. Remaining 1,500 is recovered. Remember this. 5,000 rupee. Out of 5,000, 3,500 recovered. Out of 5,000, 3,500 recovered. Remaining 1,500 is irrecovered. Okay. And this 2,500, second 2,500 is the short working. This is to be recovered in the next 2 years, means third year, fourth year. In the third year, there is no possibility because excess is already exhausted. Excess amount exhausted. And in the fourth year, 5,000 is the excess. Out of 5,000, you recover full 2,500. This is called as floating period. Previous problem, fixed period. Previous problem, fixed period of recovery. This is the example of floating period of recovery. 2,500 recovered. Next 2 years. Okay. Next 2 years means for 5,000 rupees short working, second and third year are the time limit given. For second 2,500 short working, time limit given is third year and fourth year. Okay. 2,500 recovered. There is last year there is no balance. Okay. And e-recovery column. First year not recover, no e-recovery. Second year no recovery. In the third year, out of this 5,000, 3,500 recovered. Balance of 1,500 e-recovered. This is the point you have to remember. 5,000, 3,500 recovered in the third year. Time limit over. Then balance goes to e-recovery column. And 2,500 full recovered, there is no e-recovery. Okay. Amount payable equation. Equation is royalty plus short working. Royalty plus